The U.S. Fed Aircraft Authority has said airlines it believes Boeing's 737 MAX 8 pattern to be airworthy, following 2 deadly crashes within 6 months. An Ethiopic Airlines aircraft en path of Addis Ababa to Nairobi smashed 6 protocol following get-off on Saturday, murder all 157 human beings on executive board. The occurrence accompanied Lef Air 737 MAX 8 collapse in October, how annihilated 189. Several in the Aircraft Society include named for the plane to be earthed anticipated a complete inquiry. But deceased on Monday, the Fed Aircraft Authority, FAA, given a extended airworthiness notice, proverb the aircraft was secure to flight. China, Indonesia, and Ethiopia on Monday orderly their airlines to land the reactive. Aerolíneas of Argentina, Mexico's Aeromexico, and Brazil's Gol include as well hanging air transportation of the plane. The civilian aircraft credibility of Singapore on Tuesday told it was provisionally suspensive transactions of all variants of the Boeing 737 MAX plane in and out of Singapore. The suspend will get impact of 14 o'clock regional period, 6 o'clock GMT. Some airlines stored flyer the 737 MAX 8 following Boeing told it was secure. Shares in Boeing bring down by 12.9% on Monday in the wake-up of the collapse. U.S. Transport Secretariat Elaine Chao told the FAA would get instant and relevant activity if a flaw was found in the aircraft. FAA head Dan Elwell told the notice informs the World Society wherever we are and gives one reply to the entire society. Gender Hudson, the CEO of and a term of the FAA Aircraft Lawmaking Consultative Board, named for the aircraft to be earthed. The FAA's expect and view relation risks lives as so as the security repute of the U.S. aircraft production, Mr. Hudson told in a declaration on Monday. The plane came downward close the city of Bishoftu, 60 km, 37 miles, southward east of the Equity. The reason of the calamity is not precise, but the airman had informed difficult situation and requested to back to Addis Ababa. Investigators include found the Kubrick vote video recorder and digital flying information video recorder, but it will be a time up the received information are done social. Several witnesses who treated in the cultivated land under the aircraft's flying way said the Reuters news story agent they heard noisy jarring noises upcoming of the plane. While it was soaring, flame was next its plume, later it tested to raise its nasal, told one eyewitness, Gadisa Benti. While it gone above our building, the nasal sharpened downward and the plume grown up. It went direct to the land in its nasal, it later blown. Rolling out in 2017, the MAX 8 is the newest repetition of the 737 link. By the end of January, Boeing had brought 350 of the pattern of 5,011 orders. Next recent October's Lef Air collapse in Indonesia, investigators told the flying had emerging to fight in an automatic framework intended to hold the aircraft of stalling, a new characteristic of the reactive. The against stall framework often constrained the aircraft's nasal downward, in spite efforts by flying to proper the prior received information offered. The Lef Air aircraft was as well new and the crash happened quickly following get-off. Following how crash, Boeing shipped an disaster note to airlines precautionary them of a issue in the against stall framework. Boeing is anticipated to produce a software program patching to the framework to transactions in the question, Reuters accountable. It is not yet precise if the against stall framework was the reason of Saturday's collapse. Aircraft experts say some engineering issues or humane mistake cannot be discounted. Down there were human beings of more than rather than 30 nationalities on the flying, consisting 32 Kenyans, 18 Canadians, 9 Ethiopians and 9 Britons, couple of whom were double citizens traveling on non-British passports. Amongst the Canadians was a household of 6, initially of India. Kosha Vidya, 37, and her man Prerit Dixit, 45 were take their 14-year-old child Ashka and 13-year-old child Anushka to Nairobi, wherever Kosha was unborn, on in her parents, Panaj Vidya, 73, and Hansini Vidya, 67. Down there were as well 8 Italians, 8 China, 8 Americans, 7 France countrymen, 6 Egyptians, 5 Germans, 4 persons Indians and 4 persons human beings of Slovak on executive board. At low 21 passengers were affiliate in the UN and were traveling to a meeting of its environmental gathering in Nairobi. It is one of the largest catastrophes we include had in year, Michael Mahler, CEO General of the UN Office Space in Geneva, said the meeting on Monday. The inquiry will be led by Ethiopic authorities in company ordination in teams of expert of Boeing and the U.S. Domestic Transport Security Executive Board.